1, 2, 3. There we go.
Awesome.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Animacast, your podcast for animators and artists featuring animators and artists. And today I have with me Animate staff, CryoLogic and Hyun.
Hello. Well,
Hey.
nice to be back.
Yeah,
been a
glad to
while.
be on the podcast.
Yeah, podcast has been a little inactive.
Yeah, what's going on with that, man? What's up with the podcast?
It's just college, man.
College, yeah.
College.
I've been there.
Yeah, been
Alright.
there. Glad I'm not there anymore. You're a brave soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just jump right into it. Because I'm sure a lot... So, okay. The first episode of Animacast that we did, it was with me, Remy, and someone else who I just can't remember for the life of me. We were talking about Animate and our initial thoughts on it. And our initial thoughts were like, what is this thing? We have no idea what this is. So we just started making rash judgments based off of what little we know.
I think that's
And
fair, though.
then-
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's totally fair.
Yeah, but then when we got Hyun on here, he after that session ended, you were telling me that you guys would be interested to do an episode for Animacast. So
Yep.
we got you guys here, got us plans. So first question, figured it would be appropriate, is what is the goal of creating Animate?
Yeah, so we actually have a pretty simple goal. Our mission statement is basically we want to connect animation fans with talented animators. And in order to do that, we're building a whole bunch of tools. For the fans, we're building tools that help them discover animations and support animators. And then for the animators, we're building them tools that help them have their animations discovered and connect with fans that are willing to support their work. So in some ways, we're building a marketplace for animators to connect with their fans and to make money off their animations.
Yeah, and I think there's like multiple goals that we have when it comes to animate. I think the goals that I personally look towards is how can we make the viewer, right, who's probably not an animator or wants to be an animator, look at all these really cool animations by the animators that they look up to, and then provide a way for them to kind of get easily initiated into the animation world. And we have plans to kind of make that transition as easily as possible. And I think there's some cool things that I would really wanted to talk about. But yeah, I think that's my goal is to kind of transition the new people into actual animators and then eventually get them into a following or either a job or something like that.
Yep. So I totally agree with Hyun, and that's one of our long-term goals. My main goal is to make Animate the biggest website on the internet for both animators and animation fans, and
Yeah,
through software enable both of those to thrive. I think what Eric's kind of talking about is the vertical where we want to get fans of animation on the platform, and in the future we'd like to introduce tools so that they can actually become animators and learn how to animate at a low cost, and eventually become animators on our platform.
Yeah.
So a lot of those features are work in progress, many of whom have not been announced yet, but you can expect a lot of that type of stuff in the future. One thing you mentioned at the beginning of the podcast was in your first Animacast, episode 1, 5 months ago, you checked out Animate and you were a little bit confused. And we watched your podcast and we listened to all your guys' criticisms, and they're pretty valid. One thing that I think everyone should keep in mind is actually Animate is a website that's only been out for 1 year. So we've really had a really fast production schedule, and none of us are full time. We are self-funded, so the staff are donating to keep the servers alive. Of course, we have some supporters. We have a membership that gives you a bunch of perks, and those guys really help with our servers as well. But mostly self-funded, and Outside of myself and Hyun, we have two other people. We have a UX designer and another developer, and we all joined this project because we really believed in the vision and the community of artists and animators. We thought they needed somewhere else on the internet where they could, grow an audience, grow a fan base, and fans as well needed a
Hmm.
platform like this.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. It just needs time to grow and to finish.
Yeah, that's the thing. When we talk about growth and development, we're still heavily in a developmental phase. So um, I think that's one of the advantages, though, because once we bring on people into the platform, we actually listen to kind of what they want, what features they want, any improvements that we can make. Like we'll actually make them for the animators and not just for the general public when it comes to social media sites. Because like I think one of the main places that animators look towards when it comes to social media is Twitter, right? And Twitter is just really good because it's just really big. But a lot of the features that they have don't really cater towards animators. And I feel like if we kind of had that environment of Twitter while kind of listening to the animators and giving specific features on what they want, um, I think that'll be like a huge thing, and it could be something that it's literally just like a place where we can just build anything that we want for them, and something that I would want people to call like a home, like a homepage for animators.
Kind of like
Oh.
the animation side of YouTube.
Yeah, oh man, YouTube is a whole
Yeah.
different story.
Oh yeah.
YouTube's
Well,
even worse in my
that
opinion when it comes to, independent animators that want to get noticed.
Yeah, I think we
oh,
actually do
it's awful.
search.
It's an awful place.
I was gonna say, I think we actually do like search and categorization, even in this early stage for animation, way better than YouTube. So I mean, like, whenever you vote on an animation, you get some XP. That's kind of like our currency for helping us better teach our search engine about an animation. But when you go and you search, we have a number of ways of categorizing animations. We can categorize by the type of animation. Is it CGI? Is it flash animation, 2D, 3D?
Mm.
What type of genre is it? Various markers of quality from audio to video to writing, and there's no other website that actually has that robust of a categorization system for animations right now, and that's actually only the beginning for our platform.
I don't
So
even I don't even know that. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So like one of the recent features that we added was you can classify your uploads as a short or work in progress or roughs, and then you can choose that or either like a finished product. So as a viewer, if you're looking for just really rough animations that are really short, you can categorize those, or you can just search by just completed finished works if that's something that you wanted to filter out. So it's like little stuff like that that not other websites would have, would make it a better experience in my opinion. If we keep adding those kind of little things just for animators, um, yeah, it'll be pretty cool.
and a lot of those features are actually features that we got from our community of animators that help us build this site and animation fans. So we have a pretty active group of people who provide feedback and testing of new features. For example, one of the most requested features was better categorization and search for animation, because a lot of people felt like YouTube didn't have that. You can't even filter by animation on YouTube. You
Oh
can't
yeah,
go
true.
say, I only want to see animations, let alone ask for specific types.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a film category, but that's about as close as you can get.
Yeah, which is pretty sad because I think animation is a huge part of YouTube, but
Yeah, they've absolutely screwed over animators on that platform. Like with the Storytime animators, they've been kind of making a comeback, but like now you don't even hear about them as much anymore.
I
because
mean,
now even they're trying to focus a little more on quality.
yeah, I mean, like story time is a different story because it is popular.
Yeah.
Like, but then the thing is, if you want to do well on YouTube, you pretty much have to be a story time animator
Hmm.
and nothing else because that's what people just. I mean, that's I guess that's just a trend. But
Or like a community channel.
yeah, but you never find like like a
Yeah.
famous Japanese sakuga artist that's uploading on YouTube because no one cares about those. You don't get any views on those, and you can't even search for those. If you try it, it's just
You
re-uploads and
can't
all
make
that
any
stuff.
money either. I mean, when before Eric joined my team, I think this was like 2 years ago. Actually, I started talking with him. Sorry, Hyun. Um, and we were talking about some of the difficulties that animators face on YouTube, and I previously was a YouTuber as well, and there's issues with the automated copyright system. A lot of people are getting false takedown requests, and because YouTube basically doesn't have any customer support, it can take months to resolve those. The YouTube algorithm favors frequent uploads, and that's really bad for animators because,
Oh yeah,
you know,
that's really bad.
yeah, some these animators that are doing like, studio quality 24 FPS animation, they can't upload every week. They can't upload every 2 weeks even. And to put icing on the cake, YouTube introduced an algorithm change with their ads. I think it was a year or two ago, where videos over 10 minutes in length get the highest paying ads,
Hmm.
and that just is another very difficult um, thing for animators to achieve in a reasonable time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
it's all
right.
pretty
Reread
depressing.
it. Yeah. Do we want to move on to the next question, or do
Yeah,
just keep
sure. I
moping
mean,
on
yeah,
about
I mean,
YouTube?
we're free to go whatever direction you want, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
Uh,
no, you're good. I was gonna ask, do we edit this afterwards? I guess we have to now.
or
Uh,
I'll take care of all that. Don't worry about it.
okay, because I imagine we're using usernames and not personal names.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, people know me as
I don't
Hyun,
care.
but my name is Eric as well. Just in case if you guys didn't know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, my name is Brandon, but no one knows. But like,
Well,
I don't really care either way. So
cool.
Yeah, it's all
yeah.
good.
So you guys, um, you're kind of integrating this online animation program into, or you're planning to at least. You're trying to integrate it into Animate called Wick Editor.
Yes, that is.
I this
Yes.
this is probably my favorite thing that you guys have done because it's just so interesting.
Hmm.
So I just want to hear anything about that.
So, out of curiosity, how did you hear about that? Is there a rumor going around?
Um, God, I think I might have heard it from someone like Soapy,
Oh yeah.
Soapy
Okay.
Bubbles,
Yeah.
who's a member of the dojo and Animate.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Um,
Yeah,
So
but
it's not.
I think I just kind of heard about it through people who were already in Animate, and then I just kind of kept on asking about it.
yeah, I can start with this one because I'm super hyped about it too. Um,
Oh,
so Wick essentially is like an idea that I had um, for years because of programs like Flash and stuff where you have to pay hundreds of dollars, not even one time anymore. It's like you got to pay a
a monthly
subscription
fee.
fee, a monthly subscription fee for
Yeah.
Adobe products. And whenever you have a new user who wants to get into animation, you really hit that first roadblock of you got to pay money
Not
or,
just a little bit of money too.
yeah, a lot of money. Um, and I think that was like the main issue that I had. So I was always thinking about like, wouldn't it be really nice if we had like a decent program or a really good program where is based on the browser, so you don't even have to download it. So you can use it on mobile, tablets, anywhere that has access to a browser, internet browser. It's free, and you can download or you can save files, you can upload files, pretty much do whatever a good animation program would do, and then all have that integrated all in one package. So that's what essentially what Wick our goal for Wick Editor is, and I think since its launch, it's made like huge improvements and updates over the last few months, and like we're personally working with the developers there. We have like a little focus group of animators that test a new build every time it comes out, and then we give them like really good feedback on what to improve on. So it's really exciting because I think this is going to be like the main thing that solves the problem of people that want to get into animation and just start animating something really quickly without any effort or any money.
Yeah,
So yeah, man, it's really
why
exciting.
that's why I love this. But like, I'll be honest. I think my biggest concern, like personally, I don't like the whole cloud idea or like the whole web-based
Hmm.
product. So I'm wondering if you guys are planning on making an also downloadable version for PC users if they're not comfortable with
Hmm.
going to Chrome or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So you are.
So that is one of the main features that we are working on. So there will be a standalone downloadable version of the program in the future, but we can't say when. But it is being worked on.
Yeah, so when you say standalone, uh, I don't know if it's going to be totally possible to make an offline version, but definitely a desktop version and potentially a mobile version as well.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll
All
we'll,
right.
we'll
That
give you more
that yeah,
updates on that later.
I'd love to hear a lot more about. I think I'm in the test group, but I haven't had a lot of time until just recently to really start testing it out. I think it's really great.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. I mean, like the first rendition of Wick Editor was very very simple, and um, I guess there's a lot of lacking features, but the devs there are so good. Like they're really good at listening to feedback and just adding whatever feedback that we throw at them, compared to like Adobe Animate where it takes them like 8 years to add like a really crappy VCam, you know. So
Ooh, call out.
yeah, dude. I mean, everyone knows it, man. I mean, no,
I mean,
it's
yeah,
it's just really slow development when it comes to. I mean, they made some good updates, um, but I feel like at the rate the Wig devs are improving their application, it's only a matter of time before it becomes something that people prefer over some other programs.
Yep, yep,
And that's
they're
that's
they're
the
doing a great
yeah,
job.
that's the overall goal.
I think
And
my
I was gonna say, and
sorry.
it's not gonna cost $300 a year, which is approximately the going rate of Adobe Animate
Exactly.
month by month.
Yeah, I wonder. I'm already trying to think of like unique ways to use the program. Wait, this has pressure sensitivity?
Yeah, man.
How long has this been in production?
I think it's been a couple years now, but then it's just now. Uh, it's just now. I mean, like we've partnered with Wick just recently, and then that's when it make started making those huge improvements. But when I first saw Wick Editor and the devs and what they were working on, I saw the potential in it, and that's why we decided to partner with them. But yeah, it's really
It's
good right
really
now.
cool.
Like it just needs like just a little bit more, and then it'll be there.
Yeah, it's really responsive too, which I did not expect.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's almost as if it's like actually on your computer.
Yeah, like if you guys are listening to this, you should try it out. I mean, like maybe Hatena can provide a link
Yeah,
of Wick Editor.
editor.wickeditor.com.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
try it
I'm
for
on it right
yourself.
now,
Yeah,
just
try
having
it out
fun
for
with it.
yourself. It's like it's pretty crazy how responsive it is. You can even save your files. You can export it as a .wick file, and then you can open it up at a later time. Stuff
How
like
does
that.
the saving work on mobile?
Mobile, I think it
Yeah,
just works the same way, right?
Yeah, so the way that Wick works right now is they have their own file format .wick, and whenever you're creating anything in Wick Editor, it's creating what is essentially like a zip file. It contains JavaScript, it contains images,
Mm.
and that Wick file you can load in Wick. You can download to your iOS device because it has a file system, Android file system. You could take it from your iOS device, put it on your computer, load the same file, and I believe they can export to MP4 when you finally actually want to share it with someone. So there's two real file formats. You have the work in progress file format, and then the production, turn it into a video.
Yeah, you don't even need Swivel, man. For you can just export it straight from Wick Editor.
I'm just curious on how the Apple version at least works because I don't know for the life of me how saving or uploading on Apple works.
Yeah. So
Um,
interestingly enough, the code base is it's all web based. So it's
Wait,
all
what?
yeah. So
Oh,
when
I'm
you
just trying it out right now. Yeah, there it
i-
is.
if you use it on mobile, what you're really using is like a very small web browser that just
yeah.
loads up the Wick Editor web page.
Huh.
So that's the thing. Like, it's not a program. It's like a website. So as long as you have some kind of pencil or like a digital pencil and a web browser that you can open, you should technically be able to use it. Um,
Yeah, if
yeah.
if your refrigerator is like one of those smart refrigerators and it has a web browser, you could, make animations on it.
So
The
yeah,
whole video on
like
its
that's
own.
that's the entire like concept of Wick Editor is to be the most accessible program out there and also the most affordable program.
It's
And
the doom of
yeah,
animations
like
programs.
we wanna make that bar like really high and the incentive really good for the people that are just starting out and for professionals too. Hopefully.
I hope it gets to that level someday. I mean, technically, right now, it feels like it has the potential to be used professionally as it is. I
Hmm.
mean, but there's still obviously a lot of stuff to be improved. But
Yeah, yeah, obviously. I
it's
mean,
yeah,
they've only been in development for a couple of years now, maybe less, I think. So
yeah.
there's still a lot of room to grow, and we have the right people in that project to suggest the right things to have, like the right tools to have.
Goddamn. All right. You want to move on to the next question, or do you guys have any more comments on Wick?
I think I'm good. I think that's
I'm good.
All right. So I pulled one of my friends aside, and I had him check out Animate for a few minutes, and I think his first question was, how do you guys select the featured animations?
Staff pick currently. Um,
yeah.
are you are you talking about
Are
featured
there
on the
are there
website?
multiple, or is it yeah on the website? Are there like well, I also know that there's like a daily pick, I believe, on the
Yep.
Discord.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And on Twitter.
Ha,
So
and oh, you guys have a Twitter?
oh, absolutely. It's twitter.com/animate_bot for the automated updates, and it's slash animate.io for the manual updates from Hyun.
Yeah. So when
Well,
it
you have
comes
a new
to
follower.
oh, nice. Thanks, man. Yeah, so when it comes to the featured animations, right now it's literally just the admins that can feature. So I'm usually the one that's doing the featuring. So when I see a good animation, I can kind of tag it as a featured animation, and then it'll kind of go into this, it'll go into this bag of featured animations, and then it'll randomly cycle the featured animations on the top of the page.
Yep.
Oh, it's randomized.
So it's a randomized group of featured animations that you can just keep throwing more animations in.
Yeah, the
Okay.
the
Yeah.
idea is like when someone comes to animate for the first time, we imagine, they're not gonna, scroll through our options and they're not gonna go through the third or fourth page. So we want to make sure that there's, some good quality animation, various types, various genres that's, appearing at the very top of the feed. So someone joins Animate and is like, hey, look, there's like amateur beginner content here, but there's also some like really good stuff. It's a you know, wide range of animation skill. So we're just showcasing some of the, the really good animation at the top. So when people first hit the page, they can get an idea of what type of people we have on the site and like where they can go as an animator if they're a beginner.
Yes.
Yeah,
So, yeah, obviously that's just one way on how we're doing it, but I think we're also thinking about expanding features as well to, maybe give more exposure to those higher quality animations.
Yep.
But for now, that's just how it works.
So you mentioned the daily animation on Discord. For anyone who's a member of our Discord channel, I wrote a Discord bot that does some cool functions. One of them is choosing animation of the day, and that's also posted to Twitter. And the way that works is different. That's chosen algorithmically. So we have an algorithm on our server that has some ways of identifying criteria in an animation that it thinks are like high quality. And part of that is the voting system. That's a big part of it. When people watch an animation to the end and it asks them to vote, like those votes get rolled into the way this algorithm decides what's high quality and not. So it's once per day, it's trying to find a high quality animation to share with the world on social media. And that's actually been a great outlet for people on various platforms to learn about Animate.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little bot.
what's the most impressive animation you guys have seen on Animate then?
Oh, there's so
Or do you
many
have like a
now.
few favorites?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good people on board right now. I mean, Guz, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Guz recently joined and posted some of his work that he's done for like anime companies like Naruto and Rick and Morty and stuff, which is always really impressive. And then you obviously have people like Gilded Guy who's posting his Gilded Guy things, which is always really cool. I don't think I
On,
have a favorite though. I think
yeah,
there's
I
a
was
lot of
gonna
just
say the
really
same
good
thing.
random stuff.
When
I think
when you
it'd
did
be hard to pick a
Animacast,
favorite.
yeah, I was gonna say when you did Animacast #1, we didn't have as much content back then, but now you go to feed, home, sort by highest quality, and you can find good animation for days. Like the top one right now, I think is Oxub Origins and Sade Wu's what is it, like a transition animation or something he made for someone that's all hand drawn,
Yeah,
really
yeah.
spicy.
Sade Wu's is number one, and then after is Oxob, then GG versus Oxob.
Yeah. So there's too much to pick.
Uh, was
God
it
damn.
Zetai Absolute also joined, posted some of their community projects. I really like those guys as well.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy named Boss who does a series called Blade X Summoner.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah, you know
Uh,
Boss, right, Hatena?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
I know
everyone
Boss.
knows
Yeah.
Boss.
I mean, I don't know him personally, but oh yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it could be looks like it's straight out of like a video game.
Yeah, it was made on a Flipnote.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's pretty cool.
I still find it crazy how people can make flip note animations of that quality. I don't understand how
Dude,
that's done.
I tried to go back to Flipnote to make a Doors 5 entry.
Yeah, I
So
saw.
I did like half of it. I did half of it in Flipnote and the other half in Flash.
Hmm.
It is absurdly difficult. It's the format is just so difficult to mess with.
Yeah. It's crazy
It,
too.
like I have major props to anyone who can make anything legendary off of that.
It's so good. I like. Has he used Flash before, or like any other program?
I think he has, but I think he's just primarily on Flipnote because that's just what he's used to. That's what he's known for.
Yeah, that guy is nuts. That guy's actually nuts.
He's crazy. Boss, if you're watching this right now, come on Animacast.
I think he's in our Discord if you want to get a hold of him.
Yeah, I might do that. We'll see. I already have a bunch of requests who people want on this thing. All right, but back to Animate. What else? Okay, how do you tell people about the site? Because how do you just tell them that, oh, go to Animate.io, or do you go Anim8.io?
Yeah, that's a good question, and that was actually one of the concerns with the name a year and a half ago.
Oh yeah, true.
We almost picked
Yeah.
some other silly name, but fortunately we picked this. I mean, most of the time we're telling people about it, we're telling them online, uh, and that makes it easier. You know, we can send them a link. In person, sometimes you have to explain that there's an 8.
Yeah, it seems to be the way that I normally tell people about it. Because I don't message people online too often, but when I'm talking to artist friends at college, I'm like, hey, you should check out Animate.io. They're like, oh, that URL doesn't work. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I usually just
Yeah.
tell them and then I link them or yeah, something like that. I think it's pretty cool though because we get to incorporate our little
8.
mascot.
yeah, the cute little guy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
I
think we
love that.
decided that his name was gonna actually be N8. Nate.
yeah, like
Oh,
Nate.
that's cute. All
Yeah, I
right,
still want to do like a collab with the mascot to see how well that goes. Cause he's so simple in
I would join.
design, but I think a lot,
I would join.
yeah, people would have fun animating that little thing.
Oh yeah. How many people do you guys get like on the site average, like a day or a week?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So since launching about a year ago, we've had a pretty steady uptick, pretty linear growth rate. All of our growth has been word of mouth so far. We're planning on changing that soon, but I think we have about a little bit less than 2,000, people that have accounts that come back every month. So like monthly active signed in users. And then the total amount of like animation views per month, I want to say is right now maybe like 30,000.
Yeah,
The
it's not too bad.
majority of, yeah, it's not too bad. The majority of traffic is just, people coming in to watch an animation though.
Yeah.
I think
God.
right now we've kind of just come out of a an update, like a big update phase where we completely redesigned the UI. So you're not going to get that grid format anymore. It's kind of like a more of a Twitter infinite scrolling format. Um, we updated the upload so it's easier to find the upload button and upload animations. Anyone can upload an animation now. Um, so we've kind of reached that. We like just reached that point where we can start mass advertising,
Yep.
and that means like I'm gonna start up a competition soon um, with Wick Editor. So it's gonna be like a Wick Editor competition, and we're gonna see how that goes. It's pretty exciting. There's gonna be money involved and merch stuff like that.
Did someone say money?
Yep,
Money,
there's going to be
yeah.
money involved, so stay tuned. And that's another thing is we launched an animation blog, blog.animate.io. I think it was 2 or 3 months ago. And
Oh
part
yeah,
of the
yeah.
goal is, of course, to bring more people to animate. But another goal is we wanted to get a bunch of tutorials and educational content, so animators and people that want to become animators can go there and like learn how to make an animation, upload it to Animate. The blog's where you're going to find out about the competition, by the way, but it's also where you can go and you can see some great tutorials. I think we got some by Soapy Bubbles. We have, one by Heart of the Storm, um, and on a number of topics from color palettes to what do we have like sprites to comparisons of animation programs, etc.
Yeah, I'm actually writing a tutorial right now as we speak, or finishing up one. It's gonna be about spacing and easing because I think those are like the two most important things you have to learn as an animator. So yeah, I think the blog is really cool because it's just kind of like a board where we can just invite anyone to just write up something that they're passionate about with Animate or just animation. So I'm excited to see what other people start posting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a
Oh,
really
so
great
this is
outlet.
so it's like an open forum for tutorials.
Pretty
More or
much. I mean,
less.
yeah, we just have to we just have to invite the people to be an artist, to be an author, and then they can just make a post on their own.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then we pay those people too, actually.
Yep. So, I mean, the staff has put a little bit of money together to get some good authors on board just to kickstart the blog.
Yeah, dude, you should write something, Hatena.
What would I even write about?
Dude, just write about Meme
How...
Dream, man. The history of Meme Dream. That's all we need.
Oh Lord. I don't know how to sync, how to host collab.
How to sync? Yeah,
I
dude.
don't know. I'd have to think about that. I'm not the best with writing,
Yeah.
nor am I even with speaking, for that matter. Yet ironically, here I am on my own podcast.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty. I think it's pretty fun. I mean, like I know if you think about like blog writing, it sounds kind of boring, but if it's something that you're passionate about, it gets pretty easy to write. So you should try
I
it
think
out.
I think I I'll think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might.
Yeah. See, I'm not too good at talking, but writing okay, but also the same thing Eric said. When I'm working on Animate, I'm a software engineer by profession. I find it like super fun because it's actually like a great project to work on. Doesn't feel like work. I can get home from work and then put a solid 3 or 4 hours into it per night, just writing code and talking to the community and getting feedback on features. I think everybody on the team would say the same thing. It's pretty fun to work on.
Yeah. Like pretty much everyone on the dev team, like they work on anime on their spare time. So they have jobs on the side. They're working on other things and dealing with life, but we're still going back to anime and we're working on it consistently, which I think that means a lot, and that's why I kind of threw myself into the team because I feel like they have the same passions and visions that I do when it comes to just animation and animation community.
Yep. Yeah, we're actually well, me in particular was trying for quite a while to get him on board. We definitely had to prove ourselves. And we had to prove to a lot of people too. This is a small startup project. People were like, if I put all this effort into growing my channel, how do we know that the website's still going to be around in a couple of years? With a lot of projects, the answer is that you don't. The truth of the matter is, with Animate, myself and another member of the staff have actually put enough money in, just kind of donating to the cause to make sure that we have multiple years of runway for the servers.
Nice.
So I
But
think,
it has been in beta for a while though, like Animate itself. How long
yes.
has it? How long do you think it's going to be in beta?
The real question is, how much time can we put into coding new features and designing new features and, you know?
True.
That's fair. That's a good way to twist it.
I think it's hard to answer that question because there's so many things that I
Yeah.
would want, and I think a lot of other people would want. So, but I think it's safe to say we'd be out of beta when we're really confident that we've built up something that everyone is just having a good time with and using consistently.
Yep. Yep, I totally agree. I mean, just to give you a little bit overview of the features that we have, which is probably something we should have started the podcast off with, but over the last basically 2 years of development at Animate, we have global scale video distribution. So the website on a technical level can support millions of users. We have uh, all these searching and filtering options. We have categorization. We have XP system, so like an in-app reward system. We have the ability for animators to upload gated content. So if you do a series that's 5 episodes, you can release the first one for free, and then you can release the remaining 4 to your quote-unquote supporters, kind of Patreon style. We have
Mhm.
donations, favorites, following, a whole moderator system to keep the website clean and safe. So, I mean, right now I think Animate is feature rich enough that we can really promote it. So when we get out of beta, that's going to be at the point where we say, we've figured out what our direction is, and now all we're doing is scaling. So we're just figuring out the last couple features that we feel like we need before we can hyperscale the website and really try to take over, get all the animators and animation fans on board.
All right.
Yeah, nothing to
If
really
if
add.
if, if I was just starting out animation and I have like 3 second animations,
Hmm.
like, do you guys have a minimum amount of time that an animation should be, or a minimum amount of length rather that an animation should be,
Yeah,
for you to upload it to Animate?
yeah, Eric can talk to that.
The answer is no, because we've split it up into two categories, right?
Yep.
I talked about this before, but you can categorize, like when you're uploading your animation, you can categorize it as a work in progress slash rough or a completed animation or a completed project. So if it's like under 3 seconds, it's something that you just doodled up in like a couple of hours or like a day. Then you can just classify it as a rough, and then you can upload it.
I do believe for our terms of service, asks for at least 15 seconds for non-work in progress animations, though.
Yeah, yeah. So there is a requirement if you want it to classify it as a completed project, and that has some check marks that you need to check. But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why we put that feature on it, because I know animations take a really long time. You just can't put it anywhere else. So a lot of animators, they like to make a lot of short little things and then post it, right? So we wanted to give that option for animators if they did want to upload anything short, or even if it's just like a test.
Yep. And we have some, we have so many features in the pipeline. Like I said, the main bottleneck we have is just developer time, design time. Like all of us have actual jobs and we work on this on the side. So
Yep.
one feature we've toyed with is the idea that you could link all your work in progresses to a final version. So as you're working on animation, you upload 3 different clips. One of them's just a sketch. One of them's a sketch with some color. One of them's you know sketch with some post processing, and then you upload the final. And you could mark all those work in progresses, and anyone who saw them could link to the final, and anyone who watched the final could click through, see the work in progresses, see what happened in order to make that clip. So we have some cool ideas like that in the pipeline that we're toying with and trying to determine how
Hmm.
complex they'd be to implement.
Well, what's the next idea that you've been toying with that you plan on integrating next? Like, what's very next?
Yeah, so if we're talking about on the immediate development horizon, the way that the work is split on our team right now, I'm working on a YouTube integration. We already have a Twitter integration. Anyone who shares on Twitter an animation gets 25 experience. In the future, we're going to introduce rewards for that XP pool. After the YouTube integration, let me think. I'm going to be working with the Wick Editor team most likely and continuing down the path of Wick Editor integration. Uh, Now, on the other hand, Bruno, our other developer, he's working on Dojo integration right now, and uh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's pretty exciting. Eric is working with the both of us on the design side of things. So is Michael, whose username is Sexy Monkey. He's our UX designer, so he's designing like how all the flows will look. I would say those are the two big ones, Wick and Dojo integration, with YouTube integration as kind of a smaller one at the forefront.
All right.
Yeah, I think the dojo integration is going to be a big one, because right now the dojo's kind of, it's pretty old, right? The system, how the portal works. So um, we're going to be utilizing Animate's technology for uploading and also their video playback to kind of redesign the dojo portal as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a pretty cool experience. and it's gonna be all pretty seamless as well. So the dojo is still gonna look like the dojo, but it's gonna, it's gonna be a lot better when it comes to the uploading and then the video watching.
Yeah, so on that topic, like we could do a whole podcast about features on the roadmap and features that are there that people don't know about. But one thing we put some time into a while back was developing a custom video player that's very animation specific. And we still need to get back and like finish up the code for it. But when Dojo is hosts, you go to the Dojo in the future, you upload your animation, you'll still be at the Dojo, you'll still be in the Dojo forums, it'll just be hosted on Animate. And the video player is going to have features like skipping frame by frame through an animation, so you can actually see the individual frames. Things like that are very particular to an animation site that might not be as relevant on a general video hosting site.
Yeah, you definitely can't do that on Twitter, which I always wanted to do. Because when I see a really good animation on Twitter, I just want to frame by frame it, to study it, but you can't.
I thought they did.
Do they?
I thought they did. Hang on, let me check.
Actually, let me check too.
Maybe there's like a plugin for it.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think they do.
No, YouTube does it, but
Damn.
Twitter doesn't.
Oh well. Well, I ran out of questions.
All right,
This
cool.
went by a little quicker than I thought.
Wait, what's the time on this? Oh, we're at like 40 minutes. That's not too bad.
Yeah, we're
40,
doing good.
50. Is there anything else you guys just want to mention? Just want to talk about?
Gosh, off the top of my head, I would say like one of the coolest things that not a lot of people know about is our membership system. And I think I said at the beginning, one of our two big goals with Animate are we want to, basically get animation fans and help those fans discover animators and like animations that kind of fit what they're looking for. And on the other hand, we want to help animators, get an audience, get seen, something that's hard to do on YouTube, especially if you're new, but also to find fans that are willing to support their work. And our membership, it only costs $5 a month, and 25% of that goes to our servers, but the rest of the 75% can get donated to any animator of your choice, and in exchange for that, that animator can give you, like early access animation, work in progress, behind the scenes, and beyond that, we actually, we're trying to make this membership like cheap and effective at supporting the community as well as the Animate servers. So we have some perks on top of that: upload gift avatars, double XP gain, special channels, special title in Discord, special title in Animate. So that's kind of like the way that we're planning on funding our servers, and the way that we're really planning on getting some of those high tier animators on board and offering them an alternative to Patreon.
Yeah, so going off of the supporter feature, I wanted to compare how it works compared to like Twitch, because you know how Twitch has a subscription program, right? Where if you subscribe to one person, that's $5, and then you support that one person, right? But obviously on Twitch, you would want to support multiple people, but then it gets pretty expensive if you have like 10 people that you follow and you want to support all of them. So that's like $5 per person, which is, it'd be nice for the creator, but for the viewer, it's really hard because they kind of have to cherry pick their very, very top favorite people. But on Animate, if you become a supporter, just like a supporter in general, you're able to support up to 10 animators, all with that one support feature. So you can be supporting multiple people at the same time with that $5. So you can kind of like split it up. And so I think that's like a really important distinction, because it makes it so like it makes it really easy for the user to support multiple people that they follow without being too expensive.
Yep.
And plus, they get all these other features down the road.
Yeah, so we're continually adding new perks and new features for supporters, in addition to the fact that, they can support other animators and a cut goes to our servers. So if you want to support Animate, my only pitch in this will be consider the membership option. Only $5 a month and really helps out.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is going to be their Twitter, the website itself, Wick Editor, all that's going to be down in the description.
Sick.
Cool.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend you guys try out Wick Editor because it's
It's
yeah,
cool.
it's a really cool experience. You can tell that there's gonna be like that program's gonna be big down the road.
Yep.
And also speaking of that, I am like we are gonna host a competition that I mentioned before, and it's going to be announced next week. There's gonna be a $500
Ooh.
prize pool plus some other extra stuff. And that has to do with using Wick Editor. So if you guys want to get a jump start on getting familiar with that program, you should do it now because the competition is coming.
Yep. So get a head start on Wick Editor, and you'll have a head start on $500 prize pool plus merch.
Yeah, but like if you use Flash already, picking up Wick Editor's gonna be like you've already known the program, so it's nothing to
They're
worry
pretty
about.
similar.
Yeah, it's really similar to
Yeah.
Flash. So
Yeah, you can cancel your subscription to Flash, and you can switch over to Wick, and the money that you save from that subscription, you could get an Animate subscription, or 10, or more than that, 30.
yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? You'd be supporting a good cause.
I mean, it does sound like it's a lot better. I've heard fishy things from Adobe, especially in last podcast when Shuriken was talking shit to them.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh man, yeah.
I
That's
don't know
a
if
whole
either
nother
of you saw it, but it was it was
Yeah, I
something
saw
else.
I saw some of it. Yeah.
I've never heard him talk that much.
Like he was speaking with a passion too, man. That was pretty
Oh
crazy.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Is there anything else we want to touch on?
I don't know. Hyun, you have any topics? Anything cool?
this is actually maybe I shouldn't talk about it because it's a bit early, but it has to do with Stone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stone's working on stick figure stuff again. He's working for Alan Becker, and
Oh yeah, I've seen him stream occasionally recently.
yeah, and you know how he kind of fell off the community for a while.
Yeah.
But me and him have been talking, and we're planning to make some kind of comeback.
Ooh, a comeback.
A comeback, yeah. So, but it's still pretty early. But I don't think if yeah, I won't talk much more about it. But
I feel like that's a good
All right, fine.
cliffhanger. People watch the Animacast and they'll be like, "Oh gosh, I gotta watch, the next episode now, find out what happens."
yeah, if you,
Yeah, maybe I'll get Stone on next time.
you should get Stone on next time. He has
So
so much to
people,
talk
I
about.
think-
Like if you get him on the cast, he can literally just talk for like 3 hours straight.
He'll be the he'll be the only person in the whole podcast.
Yeah, dude.
He'll just be
You don't
venting.
need anyone else. Like, but
Yeah.
it's like I was talking to him before, like a couple days ago on some future stuff, and it's like he never left Fluid Atoms like a day in his life. It's pretty crazy.
Damn.
So
Didn't Fluid Anims shut down or something?
yeah, it did.
I
It
think
did.
so.
Damn.
I think like all the old ones shut down.
But Fluid Atoms is the reason why Dojo rose up. So there's a lot of history behind that. Dude, if you do get Stone on, bring me on with him, because we'll talk together as well.
Let me just get some of the other OGs. I think people were Is Resh still relatively active?
No, well, not in our community, but I think he's more active on Twitter now.
I've gotten a few recommendations to get him on. I'm like, that's gonna be a bit difficult.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can get a hold of him, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see. Maybe next episode I'll only get OGs.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to talk about some history of where communities came from and what the youngins missed out on back in the day.
Back
But anyways, yeah,
in my day.
was getting off topic. But yeah, I guess my last words would be just go on Animate.io and try it out. Make an account. It's free. Upload anything that you might have. It could be old stuff. It could be new stuff. It could be rough stuff. It could be projects. Anything animation wise, feel free to upload it. There's nothing to lose. And get the jump on it before it becomes like the big thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Cryo, is there anything that you wanted to shout out?
Well, this is gonna be on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So as tradition, I think we have to say like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to the podcast. It's actually
Be sure to
it's
hit
actually
that
pretty good.
bell.
I mean, it's hard to stay consistent with podcasts. So I understand the struggle, but I like what you're doing, spreading
I'm just
good
trying to-
information.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm
pretty cool
good-
too.
Priority is just trying to have fun with
For the
this.
amount
I
of
don't want it to
episodes
get
out,
too
you're getting some
corporate or anything.
traffic. I feel like
Yeah, a
there's
little
some
bit.
demand for this, but that's maybe like untapped.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
we
see
should,
how this grows,
We
but
should like advertise this episode or something.
We should. We'll give you when you upload the episode, we'll give you a shout out on the Animate Discord.
that would be it. I would actually like that. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe on Dojo Discord too.
All right,
I don't
well-
know. We'll see.
Well, thank you everyone for watching this. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know who you want to be in the next few episodes. Maybe I'll reach out to them, get some special guests on here. But yeah, try out Animate, try out Wick Editor. Everything that was previously mentioned will be in the description. If you want to check out these two, some of their socials will be in the description as well. But thank you all for dropping by, and I'll see you all in the next podcast.
Cool. Thanks
All
for having
right,
us.
I love you guys. See you later.